Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, and this is Madden 17, the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise. This is Steeler Nation, and this is episode 25 as we're going to take a quick look or a quick review here of weeks 15 and 16 of this season. So in week 15, we took on the Browns for the second time this season. Of course, Browns we hosted for this Thursday night football game, and Browns came in a 3-10 team as we were 14-0, and trying to take a just another step closer to perfection as we're trying to win our 15th straight game of the season. Now, we beat the Browns back in Week 10, and we won that one 55-10. As you take a look here, right now we're taking a look at this current standings right now, and of course, you guys can take a look at that. But we had a great time there. We, Browns only scored in the first half of that game, and then pretty much the Steelers ran away with the game there the first time around. Now, this time around, we were able to, well, I should say the Browns were able to do something with us as Ben, well, he had a rough game, not too rough a game. He only had one interception, which is more than, we can say, because honestly, he's been having trouble there this season with the interceptions there, and a lot of people are wondering if he's having some problems with his vision. There's been times where he just there's inaccurate passes there, and also too, I mean, I guess a combination of the wide receivers not getting there on time, just bad miscommunication when it comes to passes, and stuff like that. So a lot of different things could be a factor, but a lot of people are speculating that he's having some eye trouble. Talking to him, he said no, that's not the case. It's just offensive line not giving him enough time there to kind of look and see and scan the field. Also, he's just too many steps in the pocket. He's trying to reduce that down. He's trying to go to a 3-step drop back instead of the 5. So yeah, I mean, there's just some different things that he's trying to work on, and hopefully working with the offensive line there, they can get better as they go along. So Ben Roethlisberger, 13 of 24, only completed 54% of his passes there. 320 yards, 1 touchdown. Of course, the interception there on him. We'll see. There you see Ryan Fitzpatrick numbers there. 4 interceptions there. He got tackled or got sacked once. Ben got knocked down 3 times in that game, and that's been another issue here in the last couple of weeks there. That they've not been able to keep Ben upright, and we're gonna have to try to fix that as we get closer and closer to the playoffs. But there you see Bell, 28 carries for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns. There you see the running back for the Browns. I mean, he's their third string running back there, and he's been running it like he is the first stringer there. I wouldn't be surprised next season he will become the everyday or the every down back for them. As for receiving, we'll say that Darius Green, not the most yardage there. He had 4 receptions, 111 yards there, 1 touchdown. But Martavis Bryant, he was there quite often. 3 receptions, 116 yards. Trying to game plan for him, and because he does need some, needs a couple of, we're trying to get him a couple of touchdowns there in the game, but they were kind of just over him when we were in position there to score. They just did a great job there of just keep him bottled up and and out of play. Same thing with Brown in some cases there. 4 receptions, 67 yards there for him. And then defensively there, just take a look at the numbers there. I'll just read down some of the players for the Steelers here. Ford, 11 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Hayward, 2 tackles, tackle for loss. Tuet, excuse me, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. Hargrove, 4 tackles, a tackle for loss, a fumble recovery, a fumble, and a touchdown. Remember, he ran that defensive touchdown there for us there early. I think it was pretty early in the game there. I think it was like in the first quarter that he did that. And then Ryan Shazier, 5 tackles. His tackles have been coming down some here in the recent weeks. Tackle for loss, interception for him. And then, of course, our 2 rookies there, they both, Cornelius had 6 tackles, a sack, and then Bolden had 10 tackles. Now, Mike Mitchell, he had a really good game defensively. He had 9 tackles and 3 interceptions on Fitzpatrick. Now, as for the Texans, the following week, Brock Osweiler, you see 392 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ben Roethlisberger had a great game there. It's 262 yards, 2 touchdowns there for him. He got sacked once, but Brock Osweiler got sacked 6 times in that game. Great performance there from the defense there. Really putting a lot of pressure on Brock Osweiler there on that one. Take a look there. 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, 29 carries there for Le'Veon Bell. And again, just having a tough time there trying to crack into the 100-yard rushing there. I think he's only had maybe really, I probably as many fingers I got on my hands there this season. I think it was like 5 or 6 maybe 100-yard plus games. Other than that, he's under 100. He's been getting, almost every game he's got over 50 yards there. But again, just try our best there, try to run the ball. As for wide receivers, Brown, he had a touchdown. He had 3 receptions, 85 yards. Wheaton had 3 receptions also with 54 yards and a touchdown. And then Green had 4 receptions, 60 yards, along with Bryant, who had 4 receptions for 47 yards. So not much yardage there from wide receivers and stuff like that. We were just trying to spread the ball around. I will say Bell, he has been in this game. He did a lot better job of breaking tackles and getting away. He had 5 broken tackles in that ball game. And then defensively, we'll take a look here also too, as you just look down the numbers for everybody. Hayward, 5 tackles, tackle for loss, and a sack. A fumble recovery, 2.5 tackles, a tackle for loss, and 7 tackles there for Tuet. Tuet had a really great game. There you see his numbers there. Just a great overall game from him. Ryan Shazier, 15 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a sack, and also Ford had a sack for 3 tackles for loss and 8 tackles total. And then McCullers, the inside defensive tackle there, he had a pretty good game also. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in those last 2 games there, we went back to a 3-4 defense, and I think it actually worked out for us. I think for the best there in this game, and I think we may go ahead and do that for the extension of week 17. I think that'll match up pretty well for us against the Jags, and then we'll to see after that where we're going to go when it goes to the playoffs here. But also Cornelius, they're a rookie corner there. 7 tackles, an interception, and a touchdown there from him. We've been looking for him to do that here this year. Taking stuff back and running back up for a pick 6 there. So, so those last 2 games there are pretty good. And we're still undefeated now as we go to week 17. Browns, which defeated them 41-12, and then of course the Texans 35-22 there in that one. So a really good way to go here. And as for the Jaguars, as we get ready for that matchup here, and we'll see some numbers on them here in a bit and see some of the players that we're going to have to focus in on. That right there, this is going to be an interesting game because Jaguars right now have something to play for. They have an opportunity here if they can win week 17. They have a chance to go 10-6 and pretty much outright just win the division there in the AFC South. Now, if they lose, Then I think I mentioned in the last episode, I think I said that the Jaguars had the tiebreaker, and I said I would look it up. Actually, the Texans have the tiebreaker, so if the Jaguars lose, then the Texans would have they would be tied for the division. It would be a 9-7 division winner, and they'd both be tied. And then of course the tiebreaker will go to the Texans. So that we know now, and we'll see if that we can get that to be the case. That means well, both teams will have to play in the first round, but they wouldn't be. I don't think they'd be playing each other. So we'll see how that goes along here as we get closer and closer to that. We'll go ahead here and look at some of the players of the week there, and there you see our rookie. There he is, one of the players of the week. So congratulations to him, as we'll go ahead and move along here. But yeah, I mean those two games there, we just did a great job. I thought Ben was really superb in the Texans game. Wasn't really expecting him to get 2 touchdowns, and I mean I don't know. With all the interceptions he's had, now he has 24 here so far for the season. I'm getting to the point now there. I'm getting really concerned with him, and one of the things I think I'm going to put on our board here, because I am looking at some quarterbacks, possibly not necessarily saying that Ben's going to lose his spot here as the quarterback for our team, but just trying. I think we're going to prepare for the future here, just in case if he does have another season. When it comes, I mean, he had a great season here. But when it comes to interceptions, I just don't care for that, and that is going to become a really big concern for us going on to the playoffs here, because one pick could be the pick of death, and that could cause us not to come back in the game. There's only so much the defense can do there. But there you see, we'll take a look at some of the numbers here as we kind of look at some season stats here. And one more week to go here. I can't believe it already. And we'll be able to finish this up and get to the playoffs and try to get ourselves going here and get something together as we it's been an interesting year here. We've, of course, the guy that I was kind of looking forward to when it came to wide receivers was Baer. Of course, he is out for the remainder of the season with his injuries there, and that has been something, that is something I've been kind of just saying, I just wish we had him, because, especially in that slot position and, and his running ability there. I mean, just get us out, he can get us out of there. But Whedon actually, Whedon has really stepped up here. He's been a great player for us, and catching those balls in traffic, and kind of getting some distance between him and a lot of these matchups here that he's been in. He's been able to get himself away from the defender and get himself open. So that has been something we're hoping that it will continue on. The other thing is too, on offense, offensively, I think it's been great here, and I think we need to use him a little more often, because he's had some really great catches, and that is Jesse James, the second string tight end. I think I've been looking at some formations here for us, and I think we're going to probably end up having him in a lot more here. I'm not saying Ladarius Green is going to be completely out of it, but I think in certain formations, I think he may just go ahead and be the guy for that formation for the tight end position if it's just a solo. It's just a single tight end position. So probably a lot of shotgun situations here. We'll go ahead and put him in that. So, but yeah, I mean, just overall, just great to see that happening. And we'll see here what we can do there on the offensive side of the ball. Of course, defensively, like I said, we went back to a 3-4. So far, I feel like it worked out for us there in those last two games here, the Browns and the Texans. We'll see how that goes with the Jaguars, because the Jaguars, they got some good talent there. They got Chris Ivory, they got Robinson, and of course defensively got Paul Pulaski and Flower Jr., which we'll see here in just a bit. Their numbers and what we're going to be game planning for, and the guys we're going to be focusing on that game, because really truly, I mean, that could be our, I think I use this too much, but that could be our trap game. That could be the game that puts us in limbo and kind of exposes us for what we're lacking in some departments in, and we are. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit there but and say that we're not, but those are the areas that we need to really focus in on. Now, take a look here at a little bit of a preview here. There you see Blake Bortles' numbers there. When it comes to quarterback, he's a balanced quarterback from the University of Central Florida. There you see a 3-year man, 25 years of age, 6'5", 245 pounds. Again, he, with the right pressure here, we can have him fold like a house of cards, and that would be nice. That would be awesome if we could do that and take advantage of that. And again, just try to pressure him as much as possible as we can, and see if he falls into that pressure and it gets in that pressure situation, then we pretty much have the game, and we can just pretty much direct him where we want him to throw the ball, and hopefully our guys will be there to be in front of there and catch that and take it back for points. Chris Ivory, now he hasn't been in too many games here, but I mean, look at his speed there, 87 speed, not the greatest speed, but he is a good downhill runner. Excuse me. I see he's a one-cut halfback. So a guy that, if he gets some momentum there, and if he gets the right opportunity to make that one cut there, we're in trouble, and he can go down the field. So again, that's something we're going to be looking at here, and we'll see how that fares here with us against him in the running game. We do want to shut him down. Also, too, we got TJ Yelich too. He's the excuse me. He's the guy, the feature back. But I've seen some games there where they did use both of them in situations. There you see TJ Yelich, 88 speed, and then of course he's a power back there also. A guy that will he'll take you down if he has to. He has to run through you, and again, we don't want that. We want to contain him, and really, I mean, to be all honest, we just want to take out Yelich and just force that passing game there for Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles at times he can make good passes, and he can do some damage there. But again, also too, we want to put that pressure on him. We want him to throw the ball sooner than he wants to. Get him right up in his face, and just just try to get that ball back as any way we can, because we are fighting for an undefeated streak here. Not what we were looking for there in the year, but we're at this point. That would be something nice to do, as last year we came up short because of the Bengals. Allen Robinson there, Penn State guy, 3 years, 6'3", 217 pounds, or 215 pounds, and he's 24 years of age. Allen Robinson, a great guy, a veteran for this ball club. He's got still in the infancy of his career. There you see his numbers there, and of course, one of those great backs there. Now, the rookie here from Wisconsin, there you see 22 years of age, 185 pounds, 6'9". This is their rookie wide receiver. There you see great speed there from him, and he here a couple weeks ago just had a pretty nice game there. I think he came over close to 150 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. That's something we don't want to happen to us. So we're going to try to match up our best guys against them. So that means either Bolden or Cornelius there will get on him and get in front of him and hopefully bat balls away. Take a look on defense here. Dante Flower Jr., a great defender there. A 3-4 balanced player. For him, now looking at their defense here, we got to keep him away from Ben. He will tear to the line. He will, do whatever he has to do to get there, and just try to keep Ben upright because, Jags do have some guys there. You got some pretty good linebackers here. We'll just see here in a bit, and this is one of them. He can come in there, or I should say he's a defensive end, but that defensive end on this team, and then you got some fielders here that can, not fielders, some linebackers here that can do some damage, just like this guy here, the middle linebacker, veteran member here of this ball club. We'll see what Pulaski can do. He's definitely got a hard hitter. He'll hit you pretty good when he has to. And we'll just, again, just try to do our best here to avoid him and try to get out of everything. And just try to protect Ben as much as possible. Also, too, Ben has to do a better job of reading because these linebackers, got some, not the best hands, but they do have some pretty good hands there that they can, they'll pick the ball right out of the air and run it back on you. And we're going to try to avoid that. Of course, too, the corners there, Ramsey. Of course, his first season, Florida State guy, 22 years of age, 209 pounds. Pretty not the tallest dude there, but definitely good height there on him. And he's a big fan of the jump ball. So we'll see, how that's going to be brought about to us. Here coming up against this defense. So we're not gonna, it's not gonna be an easy game, close game. I think it'll be close unless they, if we put that pressure on their offense and they give it the ball in our direction, then yeah, it's gonna be a tough day. Excuse me, getting late. It's gonna be a tough day for a lot of those Jaguars there. And then Prince Unger, a Nebraska guy, 6-year, 207-pound corner. Again, another guy that can pick the ball right out of the air, can do a good job reading the quarterback and reading the mannerisms of that quarterback and seeing what that quarterback can do. He'll be there. And we'll just try to avoid him, and in some cases there, try to play a lot of slot routes. If we can get, I think we can get downfield. I think we're going to try to throw the ball deep to Brown, because I think in some situations they lack. As far as I know, Ramsey, I think he's on the right side of the field. The other corner is not that great. And I don't think they're matched. I think they're a match Ramsey up with. Not with Brown, but with Bryant. So we may have a chance with what's his name, throwing the ball deep in this ball game here with Brown here on the left hand side of the screen there, or on the field. But we'll take a look here. There's some news there. You just kind of check that out there. Some pretty good matchups here coming up in week 17, the final week of this regular season. As you see, there's a 9-6 team going against us, the 15-0 Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll see if we can go undefeated here as we go into week 17. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe, please, and subscribe for more Pittsburgh Steelers franchise here on ESGNet. So week 17 coming up here very shortly here. You guys should be able to see it here about a day or two from now. But we'll see. We'll game plan here and see what we can do about that and more. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. You guys can also follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. The links are down below in the description. Check us out there for the latest news and events here on ESGNet. And thank you guys so much. So we'll see what we can do here. Going for trying to go 16-0. Let's go. Let's do this. All right. See you guys next time.